What's up guys, my name's Timmy and welcome back to Factorio. So if you joined us from the last episode where we triumphantly produced green science and oil production in one episode, which I was quite surprised that I was able to do that, you realise that we're going to be carrying on with that this time, and we're going to be focusing on getting to the production of laser turrets so that we can get our horrible defensive situation sorted out once and for all. So it's quite a long-winded process to get to laser turrets, so let's start at the end and work our way back. So to make laser turrets we need iron, copper, steel and batteries. Now we're going to focus initially on the battery part of things because the other things, but well, apart from the steel, we already have on the main bus. So to make batteries you need iron plate, copper plate and sulfuric acid. Okie doke. So to make sulfuric acid you need sulfur, iron and water. And to make that, to make sulfur, we just need water and petroleum gas. So we have quite a few steps to go through to get to batteries. This is where Factorio starts to become a little bit more complicated. So I started off, I've cleared a bit of an area here, just rerouted the coal belt round the edge and got rid of all the power lines. Because I'm thinking I might try and stick in some of the production in there. This will eventually move, so that's not too much of an issue. There should be enough room to get it all in there, and I have copper and iron currently available right there, so that seems to make sense to do it that way. The other thing we need to get to is plastics, which is just petroleum gas and coal, so that's not too much of an issue. So my thinking is, I've been umming and ahhing going back and forth, but right now I'm thinking I'm going to feed, I think I said last time I would put sulfur and plastic onto the belt. But because this needs sulfuric acid to make these, which is a liquid, I think I'm going to make batteries and plastic and put them onto the belt. We could always put sulfur on at some point as well if we wanted to, but yeah, for now we're not going to bother. So, first step, make sulfuric acid. Nope, first step, make sulfur. So just water and petroleum gas, that's pretty easy. Oop. He says as he faces our first attack, I'm guessing we need more iron because that's what we always need. Oops, I shut down... how have I done that? I've accidentally shut down copper production. There we go. No, that's still not working. Why is that not working? That's connected to that. That's that's bypassing. That's why. That's bypassing the wooden one there and going straight to the little big long one. Right. Just need to find a point that I'll hook up. There we go. Right, now copper production's back up and running. Let's grab a little bit of iron, then we can make our offshore pumps and get our water. Is that just turrets? It is just turrets, so I don't need to worry about that right now. And is that going to be enough? That feels like it's probably enough. 148 water pumps, that's probably more than we need. I also made up some more pipes and stuff like that in between episodes. So hopefully we'll have enough to make what we need, although I need more underground pipes, which is going to chew up all of my overground pipes. Nope, I didn't mean to make 5 of those. 5 of these, 10 of them, and loads of those while we figure out what we're doing. Right, so I don't think this area is going to be needed for too much. Eventually we'll get to cracking, which I'll come over into in a minute, but that can go off down in this direction. So let's put the production of sulfur up here, I think. Right, so remind me what again? Just water, right, that's easy. So we'll take a water feed here. So, and these are the chemical plants, which kind of look like smaller versions of the oil plants. They have 2 inputs and 2 outputs. Actually, let's move it down a little bit. Let's pop it there. We're going to move that down a bit. So these kind of work a bit like assemblers. So if I tell this I want it to make sulfur, it will now say, right, you need to put water in here, and you need to put petroleum gas in there, and then it will actually produce sulfur, which is a solid, so it will produce it as a output onto a belt rather than a output onto into a pipe. Run this over here, nice and simple, to there, and then we should just be able to hook straight up to this. Boop. Right, that's the water going in. One of these is normally enough, I will say, to make enough sulfur to support the base, but we can always add in additional ones. I could be wrong on that. It's been a while since I've done chemical production. But if we need more, it'd be pretty easy to hook it up anyway. Right, there we go. That's that producing. Can we take a feed off this belt? Off this power plant, power cable. Can there. It's a bit of an awkward spot for it, but that's fine. Right, so that's producing sulfur. You know, I am going to whack down a second one producing it because I want to put it onto a belt anyway, so how best to do this? Let's do that. Pick up the water feed. Oh shit, don't do that. See that now? You see I'm running multiple underground pipes along the same line. That's how you end up with pipes mixed, so I don't want to do that. We can put it there like that though, and that shouldn't cause any issues doing it like that. And then if we just do that and get out the way, man. There we go. And I believe that should be fine. It shouldn't mix any of the liquids. Need a bit more power. And do that, and then that should give me space to put power at the outputs there and there. There we go, sulfur being produced on the belt. Nice. So like I say, we can always run that belt up to the main bus if we feel like it. Let's split this off. Put this underground because I feel like this coal line is going to be here less time than the sulfur line will be. Okay, so there's our sulfur being run up here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try and take a single line with copper and iron on it, which I want to take. Everything after this point is certainly going to remain. Obviously when the iron production moves from there, I'm going to put it there. It kind of seems weird to maybe put it there, but like I say, eventually this iron production here will disappear, so I don't want to stick it right down here and then not have any iron production that far, whereas this is obviously going to have to remain. So I'm assuming the next feed will come in like that. So let's do this. Went too far there. What's middle? I'm assuming it's not even, so I can't make it middle, but that's fine. There we go. There's a nice iron and copper feed. Kind of weird, as I say, running it all the way up there and then all the way back down, but as I've said many times, we're not going for efficiency. Right, let's do that, get the red belts. Not going to use red belts, I don't think, but okay, there's a iron and copper feed, nice little pink and silver. So now we need to take copper and we need to make sulfuric acid, which is water, iron and sulfur, and then after that we can make this. So I don't believe we need sulfuric acid for anything else. Oh no, I lie, we need it for the blue chips at some point. Well, that kind of makes sense. If we make the sulfuric acid here, we can then feed it up into the main chip plant, which is just above, so that kind of works nicely for the future. I'm going to run that all the way down there for now. I don't know if I need to, but I'm kind of scratching my brain at the moment for how to do this. So we need to bring in water. How are we going to do this? This is going to output liquid as well, so we need to be a little bit aware of how we do this. So So let's turn these over to making sulfuric acid. Like so. You can obviously take a feed off this, and you know we're gonna rotate that round. Let's do that, and we'll have water coming in, and then the sulfuric acid will spill out into the middle. You know, we could do this. May not be a good idea, but I kind of just had the idea and I like it. Join them together with a tank like that. I'm sure that's a terrible idea, but I can't think of reasons why it's a terrible idea, so we'll go with it for now. Keep upgrading the laser turrets for now. Because that science production facility is doing a really good job, because I set the one, I think I did it before I started recording. There was one that needed 250 green and so 250 red. I thought I'll put that on, that'll give me probably most of the episode that I won't need to think about it, and I've already had to do 2 more bloody productions already. We need to be... Oh no, I've run out of belts, really? Damn you, belt production being too far away. Okie doke, so let's bring the water over while we're making up some belts. Where can we get water from? Here. Ooh, what was that? Anything important? No, just turret, that's fine. Oh, it would. Actually, that doesn't matter, does it? Because I'm not going to take that sulfur any higher, I don't think. It's just sulfuric acid I need from that at the moment. I think you use that for making explosives at some point, but that's a problem for down the road, not for now. Let me tell you what, let's do... so I don't think I actually need to put in the dual feeds. Oh, I can't do it like that. Normally what I do is that, and then I can actually use an underground belt to go through the middle, but that won't work because I've got that thing in the middle. It won't reach, I don't think. So we're going to bring the water feed down this side. Take a feed off that, and yoink, yoink, and yoink. Ah, yoink. What a great word. For a word that isn't really a word. There we go. Right, so that's that, and then we need to take a feed off here, just so we don't forget to take a feed off the tank. That. Why are you not... Oh, I didn't join them. I'm saying, why isn't that not... There we go. Right. And feed in what it needs off this and this. In the middle, please. Thank you. Oop. Bloody research. There you go. Bullet speed 200. That'll give me 30 seconds to not have to worry about research, hopefully. Stick that there so it's a bit even. There, and ooh, that's a clusterfuck there. You know, just put it on the other side of the belt. A bit more use out of those. Everything hooked up to something? Yep. Other than obviously hooking up to the main supply. Let's drop in one of these. Oop. There we go. Pick it up there. Oh, there we go. Right, now we are producing sulfuric acid. Awesome. So the next step in the supply is to produce... Is it the actual batteries now? It is. Awesome. And as we already have the copper feed, that's going to be nice and easy. I believe you still make these in the batteries into this. I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's how it works. Batteries actually are fairly resource intensive to produce, so I'm going to do it like this. I need to leave 2 gaps, I think. I'm going to make use 4 of these to make sulfuric acid, to make batteries, sorry. extend this feed up like this. And so we're going to need to be loading both of those in, but I think one fast insert will be enough, because it does take quite a while inside of these things to make those. So let's switch these over to making... Oh no, they are made in chemical plants. I'm being stupid. It's weird. Oh, it's the blue belts I'm thinking of. Yeah, blue belts require lubricant, which is actually made from the... way around do I want these? This way around. Yeah, you need light oil, I believe, is used to make lubricant, and then you feed that into a assembler, and it actually then makes the blue belts using that and iron and a few other bits and bobs. But right click and left click. Nope. Right click, left, left, left. There we go. Right, so that's loading in the material it needs. Yeah, lubricant, iron, steel, whatever, and it actually then, when you put one of these down, it adds a little pipe input into it. But not battery. Batteries are made in the chemical plant, apparently. Right. So the way I'm going to do this is... Oh shit, I didn't leave enough space, did I? So I will run it up like this. That. That. Oh, actually, I did leave enough. No, I didn't leave enough space. I thought I did, but I didn't. Like that. That feeds that. It just means I can't go through there, which is kind of annoying, but ignore that. We just won't hopefully need to do that very often. And we just need to... balls. Don't like what I'm going to have to do here. Quick, everyone, close your eyes. Don't look at that. Don't look at it. It's fine. Don't look at that horrific bit of pipe. It's fine. Oh, I need to hook that up as well. And other than power up here, I think we're good. I can use that little space to stick these in. Damn it, I didn't connect. There we go. There we go, right. So now we're producing batteries. We just need a way to take these out, and then we can run them up to the belt. This is kind of good because you also need batteries for blue science, so it makes sense to have batteries on the belt for that reason alone. How are we doing space-wise up here? If we bring it up here, then I can put it onto one of those middle belts. This is starting to look a bit of a mess over here, but we'll either come back and fix it at a later date, or I'll just ignore it and pretend it never happened. Both seem to be acceptable outputs for me, or outcomes. I don't want to put this all underground, because actually, as much as it's more efficient to do it the other way, and I'll probably have to come back and change that in the future when I need to put another belt. Can I move that one out? I like having stuff showing up on the belts on the surface rather than all being underground. There we are. Yeah, we're going to definitely run out of belts. Make a few more before I continue. Well, am I talking about? I've only got one left on me, so I don't know why I chose to stop at that moment rather than just go click and we're done. Right, so we need to run it into this space here. One, as I say, I'm only going to have one for batteries. I certainly don't need double belts for batteries. Needs to run like that. And then I've still got room here to put in a secondary line of belts to put the plastics from the chemical plant onto the belt, onto the main bus, sorry. Where's it producing? Oh, it hasn't yet. Still waiting for the bloody gears to produce. Why isn't this spitting out any batteries right now? I haven't put the inserters on here to pull them out. And there we go, and nice. You know what we'll do while we're here? Just might as well load balance them right at the beginning. What's that? Attacking turret? Yep. See this here, this is, say, I call this a load balancer. So what it's obviously doing is, right now these are all loading onto one side of the belt, but as it runs through here, half of them go onto here, which then get dumped onto the other side. So the 4 batteries that go in like that get split onto 2 on each side of the belt, so it uses the maximum capacity of the belt. I have seen some massively intricate designs for these load balancers which use multiple splitters and multiple belts in order to make sure both sides of the belt are equally balanced. This basically 50% of that go through, well, when something goes into here, 50% of the time it will be put onto this belt, 50% of the time it will be put onto this belt. Any one that gets put onto this belt will go onto this side of the belt. I don't know how you can make it more efficient than this. I know you can. I know I've seen chapter and verse on various Reddit and such forums about how you can make these much more complicated so that they do it in a more efficient or balanced way. I don't know what they do better, but this will put 50% onto the left side of the belt and 50% onto the right side of the belt. So I don't know how much more complicated you can make it than that, but apparently you can. So if you're watching this and frustrated at me using that method, then please feel free to tell me how I can do it better or why it's worth me doing it better. But for now, simplicity is fine. Right, we need to come. I know there'll be one gap, so we'll put this onto the bottom belt. We're gonna make it before we run out of belts. Oh yeah, because I got more. That's fine. Okay, so once that starts feeding through, here it comes. We now have batteries on the main bus. Oh shit, that is not where the turrets are. I know it is, that's fine. Probably going to check on that in a minute, just to make sure it's not getting too damaged. Okay, so we now have battery production, so our chemical facility that we produced last time is actually now doing something useful. And we still have oodles of power to spare. So the only other thing we need to make now is plastics, which is coal and oil and gas, I think. Coal and gas. So where can we do that? We have a coal feed here, which I'm pretty happy will stay there for a while, because even though once we switch these over to electric production, or electric smelters, sorry, we will probably not have used up all this coal, so we can use it primarily just for that. So let's crack on straight away. It's made in chemical plants again. I'm just thinking, I'm hesitating then. Ooh, uh-oh. That's fine, I just engaged. Whether I need to put plastic onto the main bus. You use plastics, the main thing you use plastics for that I'm aware of is making the advanced circuits or the red chips. I'm not aware of anything else particularly that uses plastic. Certainly nothing that I've unlocked up to now, I don't think. No, nothing in there, it's just the batteries there. I mean, you might use it in some of the more advanced stuff at a later date, but I'm pretty sure, I could say it's pretty much just the red circuits that need that. We're going to make it and we're going to run it up there anyway, because it's obviously going to need to feed into the chip plant. So yeah, my plan is to probably have another line of this and then a line of red chips, which I kind of hope I can fit in there, but I'm not sure if I can. I think for now we'll run. For now we're going to run the plastics onto it for now, and then we can come back to it later and just we'll take a feed off. Yeah, I think I said in the previous episode, I don't mind having stuff on the belt which is, not on the main bus, sorry, which is not particularly used. I just kind of like the idea of having a massive bus with loads of different things running along it. And if I take off feeds earlier part in the belt, I will still run it to the end, just because it will fill up the end of the belt and then it will just stop producing. So I'm not really worried about that. Okay, so where do I want to put the plastic production? I could put it in here. This seems like an obvious place to put it, but I kind of would rather put it down here where I have more space. You know, that's a nice little space that I could use to expand various things at a later date. So I'd kind of rather do it that way. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to be hitting another problem very soon. I think we may have already hit. Yeah. See, these produce all three of these, but they need somewhere to store all three of them. If they run out of space to put the light and heavy oil, because they're kind of like byproducts. This is the main thing you want, petroleum gas, or it's the thing that's used for, seems to be used for most stuff in this game. If it runs out of storage space for this, which it pretty much has now, I think, it will shut down production and it won't keep producing just the petroleum gas, because I guess even in Factorio there's environmental laws and I can't just pump the light and heavy oil out onto the ground, so it's not really a fix, but let's for now just do that so it's got a little bit more capacity and it can keep producing for a bit longer. What you can do is, as I say, you can do cracking, which I mentioned earlier, where you basically break heavy oil into light oil and then light oil into petroleum gas, so you get more production out of it. You can also produce solid fuel out of these materials, which pretty good fuel. It's better. It has a higher has a higher energy output than coal or wood, so it's actually not bad to use. But given my power station is a bloody long way from here, producing it down here would be kind of painful if I have to shift it up there. So I can produce it and dump it into chests, but you know, you end up with loads of chests, and without a robotics logistics network which you can empty the chests and move it to a centralized storage area, it kind of becomes a bit of a manual pain, but maybe we'll do that for now. So, but initially let's get our plastic production up and running. So I guess actually let's just put it here. Let's just stick it right next to this, because as this gets mined away and dealt with, we'll have more space over there. And we already have our sulfuric acid feeds here, and the coal's just there, so that's nice. So let's make sure we get this in line. But we're just going to do 2 plastic production, I think. That helpful as we only have 2 chemical plants left. We don't need water for this, so we'll just yoink and do that. And that. Plonk that down. Plonk that down. So I don't think it benefits me particularly to hook up both, but I could do. Just do that. But yeah, you can see how the pipe's only got a little bit in it right now because it's struggling to produce a petroleum gas, because although I have massive production, they're mostly not running. Could be because there's no oil as well, maybe. Yeah, these pipes are all empty now. We've got 4 more pump jacks. We'll go and hook them up at some point, or probably that'll be the last thing we do in the episode. Right, we need to bring a coal feed down. And we'll just take it from here. Where's it? There. Have we got enough space? Did I leave enough space between them? Left too much space. Let's move this over by 1. That there. 1 there. There. Right. Quick fix. And then plastic will go out at the top. Put it on the inside so I can hopefully get it all on one power pile. There. And a power pole. Is that going to get everything? Yeah, it will do once it's connected up. Right, so I just tell it what I want it to make, which is plastic and plastic. There we go. And it starts unloading straight away. So now we just need to run this up between the belts here. Make sure I get it in the right place. Reach both of these. Oop, nope. Can I reach over both of these? Yes, awesome. A little bit of stone there, could probably mine, but not right now. Okay, I'll tell you what, upgrading all this to blue belts at some point in the future is going to be quite a job, I think. Okay, so now we have plastic. Don't do that, Tim. Don't do that. How can we get rid of that? If you do that, it makes all the gears first, and you end up having to fucking wait ages for the first belts to be produced. Whereas if I do it 5 at a time, it will keep producing them fairly quickly. Right. Just mirror what we did on the other one. I really don't like that that's like that. Let's match it up until it looks a bit neater. Ooh, I finally run out of my underground belts. I need underground belts. Give me the underground belts. These have got loads of belts now, and they're still being produced at the other base, so between episodes I'll be able to grab up a load of those. Can I move this one out? One more? I cannot. I can if I move this one over. There we go. And here we go. I'm kind of worried that I'm starting to use up all of my spare gaps through this section, but that's fine. Just have to hope that it doesn't cause us major issues. Just used all those belts again. But I did cancel a load, so I didn't make that many. Grab some more iron so I can keep more producing. And there we go. Oop. Let's do solar. Not sure. We're going to move over to producing as much solar as we can soon. Probably once that current power station starts being outstripped by demand. Come on, make me enough. Ah, not quite. Yeah, what do I need? Another 25 probably. There we go, awesome. Yeah, here comes the first little line of plastic. Nice. Absolutely nice. So the main bus is starting to look even more full than it was. Like I say, that plastic is going to get pulled off there actually, and probably most of it won't even go onto the main bus, but for now that will do, I think. What's happening here? We are barely even increasing production. I mean, that's the thing about the processing plant. It's quite complicated, but you don't actually need that much of it. Yeah, you don't actually say. Right, let me grab a couple of these. And ooh, God, it takes 12 batteries per laser turret. Yeesh, that's kind of concerning. But let's make one. Let's make one, and then we can say in this episode we made our first laser turret. We can finally stop worrying about producing ammunition all the time. Where do we want it? You know, let's go and put it up by the power plant, because see, it's where they seem to be causing most of the damage all the time. Oh, damn it, I run all the way up here and then they start attacking down there. That's so annoying. Oh my god, they're actually attacking. Ah, damn you! Anyway, the power plant looks okay, but they are causing trouble down here now. I was going to plonk this laser turret up by the power plant because that seemed to be the place where they were attacking most, but apparently they are now deciding that they want to attack down the chemical plant. Well, it looks like coal processing. So we'll stick this laser turret down, and who knows, we might actually get to see it fire. What are they attacking? Yeah, just pestering at my belts. Damn you bugs. Boop. Pew, pew. Nice. There we go, guys. So we have laser turrets. The stated objective of this episode has been achieved. Okay, granted, I made it in my inventory and we're not quite there, but is that all fixed? They destroyed a pipe. I saw them destroy a pipe. Let me just fix that, because when I come back next time I will have completely forgotten about that. There we go, and the chemical plant is back up and running. So there you go, guys. Objective achieved, and we have a functioning chemical plant producing all the most important things that it needs. And now we can crack on next time. We're getting the base built. Well, they're trying to say that after a few beers. Yeah, we'll get that built, get it cranking out the laser turrets, and then we can crack on with the Great Northern Wall defense. But that's going to do for this episode, guys. So I've been Timmy, and this has been Factorio. I hope you're enjoying the series, and I hope you'll check back for the next one, because I am having some fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.